Hi everyone, hope you're doing great. I've been tapping into sort of that raw art, that gets you just playing. And what I'm doing is playing and tapping into the Wild Witch. And I'm actually having quite a lot of fun. And I've got all my colors here in front of me, some that I chose, but then I keep switching. And the whole thing is just, I want to do some teacup card reading for Star. Now, Star has a channel called The Wild Witch. And I like her. I like her energy. I like when she takes us into her garden and we get to see her knowledge in action. And so this is not meant to be a fabulous picture, but just one to sort of break from the norm and have fun, because I think Star has a lot of that energy, that fun energy. So that's what I'm tapping into now. What can I tell you about Star? Well, she does green witchcraft and herbalism, folk magic, and recently she took us out and showed us a plant that grows abundantly in her garden and talked about the benefits of it. And she's just such a lovely person. And I did ask her if I could read for her, and she said, sure. Now, I was going to do at one point a teacup with tea leaf reading. And I thought, nah, I'm going to play, because this idea came to me while I was in that in-between wake-up stage this morning. And I thought I'd just run with it. So right now you're seeing a little bit of her body, her hat. She does wear this hat. I can see it on her station when she has her little intro there. I'm just going to add in some ribbons. But it's this kind of energy that just lets us play a little bit. And I did start with a little sketch. If I can get my crayons off the page. This little sketch came to me this morning. So, it's Star sitting by a flower pot and all these stones here. Then I got this image here of a star that I always drew when I was a kid. And I'm going to lasso that star and bring the energy over to her. So right now it's just her sitting, and I've got to get her, these are her legs, because she's sitting in front of this flower pot. So we'll get some of that going on there, and then maybe get some darks, because down here there might be some shadow happening and the light hitting up here. And then I can highlight a little bit the pot that she's sitting around. So give me a second or two here. So in my world, her energy is flowing from these crocus-like limbs that you're seeing here and into this flower pot down below. So I like the fact that Star shows us some of her knowledge with spellcraft workings, some of her witchy recipes. She invites us in, but I like the intro that she says, I may be visually impaired, but magic has no limits, and neither do we. That is fabulous. So I think I've filmed this twice so far. I'm just going to say this was not meant to be a portrait in any way. It's just getting the energy flowing. And so I'm not really getting right now the idea of this energy coming off of her, but she's taken on sort of a musical feel too, which is kind of fun. So I'm going to pause again for a second. Okay, I'm getting some of that fun energy coming out of her. It's oozing out of her into this pot down below. That's working a little bit better. Now this is a little bit too fine for these to do the lace that she sometimes wears on that outfit in the photograph. So what I'm going to do is make it into another leaf. It's like right at her solar plexus, and I think a lot of her energy comes through that area, and then that green is coming down into my pot here. So that's okay. I wish I had some softer ones that I could pull on. But you know, here I am working on newsprint, but having fun. So I'm going to say, let's get the pot in a little bit, because I'm going to need some time to talk about the cards, aren't I? So this is the pot she's sitting in front of. Of course, it's going to be an all-natural clay pot. And I think I'll even leave some of this for me to finish after as I do the reading, contemplate what I get, and see where it takes me. Because, you know, I can always pop on and leave Star a little message and say, hey, I had some other ideas. So this, people think of it as a sculptured, shapely clay pot with Star sitting in her garden in front of it. And what can we do next? Well, let's put a little bit of this energy here for the soil and go on to the Star attraction, which is what's in the cards for her. So later on, I'll come back and try to get some more energy in that pot that she's sitting in front of and delving deeply into the soil. Okay, now I did look to see what energy, when you start here with the pentagram, that you actually are tapping into. But when I was a kid, this is the way I drew my star. And still do today. So let's shuffle the cards. Oh yeah, there's a little bit of a moon down here. And these are all the colors that I hope to bring to the picture. Because after this video, I'm just going to play. Because I can. So we'll enter this again and put up some really good energy. And then we'll tap into the cards. I want to do this 3 times. So what else can I use here? Okay. We'll bring the purple from this character, I guess, over and imprint the 3. And then we're going to shuffle the cards and bring the energy to Star. So let's just connect it right there. Okay, hang tight. So I've brought over my witchy bag Star where all my tea leaf cup cards are. And I'm just going to ask again that I can connect to your energy. And I'd love to be able to give some information that would stir some thoughts. Let your ancestors' guides come forward. And let them help deliver some images. Maybe the nature spirits can talk to us. The witchy side. Open up. Okay, I'm going to grab a little handful right now. Get rid of that. Okay. So this reading is going out for Star, the Wild Witch. Looking for 5 cards cards in a row that I can help tell a story and open up ideas for her and help Star with the most important information available at this time. Okay, here we go. Gonna do that again. Gonna keep those cards, but I'm gonna go in the shape of the star that I created. That one, that one, that one, that one. Ooh, that one came up. That one. Okay, we're all in. Yeah, I need to have that form of the star. Okay, so we're gonna start here. This connects her to her energy and the information being provided. Now, that's a tough one to start with. Wreath, sorrow over loss. Interesting with the image here, like the energy connecting to that. If there is something you're going through, Star, and you're feeling at a loss over it, if something has left you, you feel a little bit at a loss almost, the idea is still to honor that as something that you have to, I guess, spend some time with at this time. These, interestingly, are all flowers, everything that you have gathered, energies that have connected, and it's in a circle. So sometimes loss and memories of those loss, because when I think of the wreath, it can be a memory. So there's something going on there that is stirring your thoughts again and going around and around in your mind. But honor it, spend some time with it, realize that something is no longer within reach, but you can take that energy, those lessons, those moments, and bring it into grounding, earthing, and regrowth. So you can let something go. The memory is still there. There is that feeling of loss or emptiness within. But maybe reach down into your herbal magic, connect with those guardian allies, those spirit allies, and grow again, because this pot for some reason wanted to sit right in front of you. So it's digging into the earth again, digging into your groundedness, connecting to Mother Earth, and finding ways for you to feel more natural about what you're growing, what you're working on, and asking for that assistance from all that surrounds you. Very interesting. Now there's a shield here, and this one, get it in the light. I'm in my tea room right now. It says you need to defend yourself. I guess defend yourself maybe around these thoughts that can be all-consuming at times. And it's hard to not forget about the hurts, but it's about growing something new, learning something from that. And then, with the shield, protecting yourself. Maybe you've been too open with other people. Maybe there's been people in your life that have taken advantage of your good nature, your magic. And it's just protecting yourself and learning how, and I guess recognizing instances and possible people that carry those traits within them that depletes you. We need to re-nourish you, get you growing again. And I love the image with the eyes here, and that you're at peace. Being at peace, what you can no longer have that has maybe escaped you, or people that have left your circle. And then knowing how to protect yourself, guard yourself from those overwhelming, I guess, thoughts, experiences, and move forward. Now, I should have gone up here. For some reason, the cards are just directing me in not the way I wanted to go. I wanted to follow my star, but here we are, protecting ourselves. Now we're going to move up here this time. This one's reversed, and it is the hand. So with the hand, in need of help, assistance, and guidance. And that was sort of a reversal for me, because I would be looking at the fact that you have all the resources within you, and your hands going into Mother Earth. I guess it is not reaching out, but reaching within in order to heal from this loss. Recognize when you need to shield yourself, and know that the power exists within you to do this. It's just tapping into and grounding yourself and growing. I hope you've got lots growing in your garden right now, but it can even be growing. You know, you've got two hearts here for some reason. You might have to explain that to me. Maybe it's the inner heart and the outer heart, what you feel and what you express. That could be something to explore. But know that you have the capability, and with the hand open like that, it's asking for help. So bring your guides and guardians, bring those spirit allies in, and ask them to activate the energy, the knowledge, the capability of repairing, I guess, some of these hurts and losses, and allowing this heart to blossom, to bloom. There's one heart that maybe feels deeply, and another that wants you to grow and open and bring balance. And I know that you have a wonderful husband, and he is probably your balancing energy as well. So two hearts there. Okay, I'm going over here. We'll flip it from left to right. Tree. Well, we are talking about growth here. Affairs with your family. So I don't know what's going on with your family, but sometimes you have an extended family. Look at everyone that we're meeting on YouTube and rooting ourselves in their knowledge as well as sharing what we have. I think you need to recognize that you have an awful lot to share. You can be this tree in our community. You can help us put down roots. We can find our strengths through you. I think of the tree as just that, you know, solid, connected, and always growing, and yet providing strength for others. And I think you do that on your station star. Okay, and this one here, they want to slide. Sorry about that. So this one came up this way. I'm back in this lighting that's a little difficult because it was so good for drawing today. So this is the carrot. And you know, sometimes life puts these things in front of us like a carrot, and we go after it, but then we recognize later on it's not really what we want. And the card says opportunity or windfall. And I get the feeling that sometimes you feel a little bit less than secure, less than rooted. When you take a carrot out of the ground, it has so much nourishment, but if you don't consume it, I guess, right away, it starts to deteriorate. There's so many ideas, I think, for you, so many possibilities, but I guess some of them haven't branched out, haven't been nourishing, and have just faded. So I guess, again, because it's about opportunities or windfalls, that it's about you finding those opportunities and windfalls in your environment, in your relationship, and with the eyes closed within you, and being at peace, what you can grow, what you can generate. I had regenerate there on my lips, and I don't know what you're trying to regenerate, but maybe there is something that you haven't given it a full chance, and it needs to grow. So, you know, things come in cycles. Sometimes we have more energy than others to devote to our our skills, our talents, our wants, our wishes. But then I'd hate to think, we all do it, sitting there sometimes thinking woulda, coulda, shoulda, because sometimes those things that we think we should have developed weren't going to take us where we needed to go. So I think it's up to you now, which it always is, to tap in a little bit deeper, ground a little bit more securely, not let other people dim your light or pass along their unfortunate circumstances to you. Maybe it's a little bit of you and Mother Earth time. And that's a great time right now because there's so much happening probably in your garden, but it's within your mind too, and bringing that down, planting new seeds and growing. So I'm just going to pick one more card to finish it off here. Something that maybe can be a stepping stone to moving forward. And we'll read this one upright and see what we get. Ha! Romance, celebration, and party. See? Fan the flames of those that you want to spend time with, that you want to put your energy into, or fan that desire that you have for something that you want to grow. If I put that in there, that, you have the hands, the capabilities, and you have what you need inside you to feel and celebrate, I guess, your gifts, because you have an awful lot of growth within you. Let the losses, I guess, not be so heartfelt these days. Return to them another time. Give yourself some space. Shield yourself from all of those negative people, negative thoughts, and find a way to dig in and regrow. Bring those opportunities forward that have been sitting just below the earth there. It's time for you to pour those emotions, those thoughts, those feelings into it and really let yourself grow. Now, in my drawing, I had a few more things. I had a lot of growth around you and pebbles down here, but it's going to take me some time. And I wanted to lasso this energy here and bring it over to you. Your star power. Let it start to really come towards you. And start to see the growth. I want another green here. Something a little bit better. So yeah, I had some leaves in here. And I'll have to start working those. There was ivies and more stars up here. And bringing all that energy down in and around you. But I think you get the idea that you have an awful lot to offer. And each of your ideas are like stepping stones, bringing you to where you need to be. It's just a matter of how and when you're going to get there to experience it all. So, my dear, I'm going to spend some more time with this drawing and see where it takes me. I like all the blue and purple that showed up, kind of spiritual colors. And I like this opportunity to tap into a most creative person and her energies. So I hope this brings a little bit of light to your day, even though some of the cards were quite serious. Be in your garden, find your place, make your world what you want. Cherish those that you love. Let them balance you. Let them rest there in your chest. Your energy is important. Finding your star power is important. And then it all comes down to new growth. Yeah. So, star, have a fantastic day.